Hello, beautiful friends. Hello, soul family. How's everybody doing today? Shout out in the comments if you'd like. I can't see the live chat, so I don't actually know. Is it going? Maybe. Yes. I am copying and pasting, friends, our mantras into our chat because I want you to be able to draw on those throughout today's flow. And I want you to be able to draw on those throughout the week if you like. For today's yin practice, very end of class, and if you don't have any wall space, no worries at all. I'll be able to give you all an alternative. Yeah, namaste. So it is 12 o'clock, and we're gonna begin our practice on our mats in an easy seat today. So if it's accessible to you, bring your left heel to your pelvic bone and bring your right heel outside your left shin. Bring your hands to your knees and draw weight towards your spine. Lengthen, draw weight towards your tailbone rather. Lengthen through your spine. Your shoulders up towards your ears. And then gently release them down your back. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Begin to connect with your breath. Breathing deep into the pelvic floor. Starting to activate our Mula Bandha right here at the beginning of class. As we bring awareness to our hips and to our pelvis, we're beginning to tap into the richest blood in the body. We want you to really drive your awareness to this space in these early moments of class. Breathing in through your nose, deep down into your pelvic floor, and breathing out through the mouth. Begin to connect with our mantras, with our affirmations right now and throughout practice. Our first, and move confidently into the unknown. Breathe that in and breathe that out. Good, friends. Our second, I am supported, I am protected, I am whole. Breathe that in and breathe that out. Good, we'll lean into these two right now. There's a third there for you in the chat. Take one more big breath and fill your heart space. And one more big breath out. Good. Trust the process, friends. Option to open your eyes or keep them closed down. We'll begin with Kundalini circles, rocking softly to the right. And keeping our focus, our attention, our awareness on our hips and on our lower back. Take one more rotation clockwise. Then change directions. Bring balance into the body. Breathing in as you draw the chest forward. Breathing out as you send your heart back. Two tiny circles. Good, friends, and come to your knees. Take your seat on your heels. Bring your palms to your knees. Take a grounding breath in and a grounding breath out. And then draw your fingertips to the mat. So if your arms are like mine and they're short, you might want to use blocks to support you here. But if your fingers touch the floor, then that's great. We're going to begin to lift the knees. Rocking weight in towards our heels, and our spine again is nice and long, nice and strong. You'll begin to feel a stretch through the tops of your feet, through your ankles, maybe even up to your shins. This might create a slight sickle in the ankle, but that's okay. You're safe and grounded right here. And we're working to connect with the blood flow. Or we're working to energize our blood flow. See if you can bring awareness into your breath and away from the discomfort. Deepening your inhales, deepening your exhales. Your knees are low to the ground and just barely lifted. That's all right. Remember that each body shape is different. Remember that each practice is different and will evolve in a different way. So allow yourself to be present in this moment, connected to the miracle rising and falling within you on each inhale, on each exhale. So good, friends. Take one more big breath in, fill up. And on your breath out, gently release your knees to your mat. Tuck your toes and drive weight towards your heels. If your pinkies or the toe beside it is curled in, then untuck those two. You can reconnect with your breath, keeping your belly active. Squeeze your core tight. And feel a deep stretch or even some incredible discomfort in the big toe or in the pinky toe. I want you to keep in mind that the big toe is part of the whole. When we think about the body, we think about separate entities, right? This is my big toe. I have pain in my shoulder. I have pain in my knee, but it's all connected. So can you work to really build a sense of awareness with your breath on the mat, seeing that discomfort in the big toe as connected to the whole, and using the strength of every area in your body to support that discomfort, to hold that discomfort with loving compassion. By 3 more breath cycles, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more big breath in, friends. Big breath out, friends. Good. Gently begin to rise to stand. Oh, good. I'm in the full frame. Bring your hands to your hips. We're just gonna form circles, form small hip circles here. But first, I want you to root your big toes into the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Good. Start by sending your hips to the right, drawing your hips forward, moving to the left, and then drawing the hips back, moving very slowly through this hip rotation, keeping both feet securely anchored into the mat the whole time. Just to bring that sense of presence to this area in the body, to start to activate your creative flow. Good. Start to rock weight the other way now. Inhaling as you send your hips forward. Exhaling as you send your hips back. To tap into the stretch as well here. As you move from side to side. I do one more rotation. Breathe in. Come back to your seat. Hi, friends. Okay. We're going to begin to spread our legs wide and point our toes out so that our knees and toes are pointing in the same direction. Cool? Work to find as much of an exercise prefer goddess. So that's what I'm going to refer to it as here. Bring your hands to heart center for a moment as you get low into this shape. Work to keep your chest lifted. Take a breath in and a breath out. Sink a half inch lower. For our left shoulder, pressing into our right hand as we twist. Breathe in here. Breathe out, change sides. Gaze over your right shoulder, bring pressure into your left hand. Repeat that twice more on each side. If you're wobbling a little like me, that's okay. It's not necessarily something, we don't necessarily externally rotate the hips very often. So that's what our focus is on, all practice. Working to activate our root chakra, working to activate our sacral chakra, our sense of safety and security. Allowing ourselves to feel protected and supported in our creative flow, in our authenticity. Come back to center here. Pulse slow. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good hold. You can stay grounded, or as we inhale and exhale, you have the option to lift your heels. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, melt them to the floor. Good. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, soften down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Hold for 3. Get a little lower for 2. And 1. Good. Start to bring your feet in a little. We're going to move into a yogi squat or a variation of it. So allow your hips to sink towards the floor. Allow the feet to fall out. Just connecting with our breath in this shape. Working to draw the pelvis towards our heels. Invite that length through your spine. Extending the crown of your head towards the sky. So good, friends. Really connect with your breath. Again, working to breathe deep down into your root. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Begin to bring your knees, or hands rather, to the mat. And start to rock weight from side to side. So notice, you can see out from my hair, as I move to the left, my left heel lifts. As I move to the right, my right heel lifts. So just tiny movements from side to side here at the beginning of class. I'm going to get a little wider in a few moments. Moving into more of a Skinnasana shape. You're doing so good right now. Good, side to side for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Good. We're going to move into a Skandasana shape. So begin to lengthen your left leg long. And take a moment to set up. Point your right toes out. Your knee and toes should point in the same direction. Bring your left hand back as you work to send weight towards your hips and lower your left thigh a little closer to the mat. Now, there are a couple of things that are so important to pay attention to here. Avoid allowing your knee to move in front of your toes and avoid allowing your knee to come in. We don't want the knee to come in at all, and we don't want the knee over the toes. So if you're not as low to the ground yet, that's totally okay. And if you're way lower to the ground, then namaste. Lean into your breath. Allow yourself to be present. Rather than focusing on the passing of the time, the how much longer am I going to be in this shape, allow yourself to study what's happening in the mind when you feel discomfort. Lean into that discomfort. Breathe here. 3 big breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big breath in. A big breath out. Chain. Use the strength of your arms to help lift your body. Bend into your left knee. Point your left toes out in the same direction as your knee. So that way. Cool? Right toes extend. One side might have a little more depth than the other, and that's okay. You can play with lifting the foot and then flattening the foot to the floor, inviting some movement for a moment as you work to welcome your complete expression. Yes, friends, leaning into your breath. Maybe hands come heart center, maybe not. Make sure that the knee does not move beyond the toes. Make sure that the knee does not track in. I know there's so much happening in this pose, yeah? Just breathe through it. Notice when emotions surface. Take 3 more big breaths here. Good. Whew. Return to center for a moment. Reach your toes towards your fingers, just a little bit of reprieve. And we're gonna move into Skandasana from side to side here, beautiful friends. And keep your hands on the floor. And again, toes are pointed out. So almost like a spider, bending into the right knee, bending into the left knee. You may have the mobility or the ability to bring your hands to heart center as you move from side to side. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. If you're a runner, a kickboxer, if you spend a lot of time at a desk, or if you're spending a lot of time sitting right now, this might be really challenging. All right, it's good. This is good work. Let's move side to side for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Move into a wide-legged forward fold. Your feet just slightly so that the inner and outer arches of your feet are grounded into the floor. And if it's accessible to you, grab for your heels. And maybe lower your third eye to pull your feet in. Take a seat on your mat. Hi. We're going to move into Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. So draw your heels in towards your pelvis and leave a big space in between your heels and your pelvic floor. Begin to open your feet. Now, a lot of times we fold forward, but today especially I want you to avoid any rounding in the spine. I want you to sit up nice and tall. If your knees are up really high, support them with blocks or pillows or books, whatever you think would be most helpful. We don't want to round forward and then have big curving in the spine. So any dancers that I have watching, if you have the ability, walk your hands forward with that long spine and bring your forearms to the earth. If you have even more mobility than that, option to bring your feet to a block and then fold forward. My external rotation is not there, so I'm going to give you all another alternative. Just focusing on bringing gentle pressure to each knee, moving from side to side. Just working to invite some openness through this space. If there's ever any sharp pain in your knee in this particular shape, I want to urge you to back off. There should never be sharp pain here, so utilize props as tools if that's the case. Be connected to your inhales, to your exhales. Oh, good, friend. Deepen your breath. Good. 3 more big breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big breath. Big breath out. Good. Begin to bring your hands behind you and open up your legs a little wider than hip width distance apart. Create a nice long spine. Take a breath in. On your breath out, drop your knees to the left and then change sides. Just windshield, widening our legs, moving nice and slow. All right, 3 more times. Yes, friends, lengthen your left leg long. And take your right foot, cross it over your left leg so that your ankle is hanging over the right side. We're going to be moving into double pigeon, but moving into a particular version of double pigeon that I want you all to focus on. So take your left hand and bring it to your right heel. If this is already a big stretch, as you draw your right hand to your right knee and lightly push it down, then this might be where you stay, and that's totally okay. Honor that and stay here. If you can move on, draw your left foot to a 90-degree angle. Cool? Maybe stay seated, or if it's available to you, begin to walk your hands forward. Now, third eye to the mat. Rather, bring your forearms to the earth if you have that ability, and think of a sphinx pose. Drawing your chest forward, gluing your forearms to the mat. Really exaggerating your breath cycles here. You're going to be here for several breaths. So if there's a lot of rounding in your spine, come back up. It's so important that we move from a place of alignment. That is how we're going to begin to unpack the tension, the tightness, the resistance that's been stored in your body. So really listen to your body here. If there's discomfort being caused by bone being stacked on bone, use blankets, use towels to support and cushion you. But again, avoid dropping your head. Acknowledge the discomfort in your hip and then lift your chest, moving away from the discomfort, moving beyond the discomfort. The longer you hold, the more you'll begin to soften. I'm with you, friends. I'm inspired by your commitment to your growth, your commitment to your transformation and your journey. I feel you, friends. Let's come back to those mantras. I confidently leave the familiar for the unknown. Breathe that in. Breathe that out. I can rely on myself in the face of any challenge. Breathe that in. Breathe that out. I am secure. I am protected. I am whole. Breathe that in. Breathe that out. Yes, friends, you're over halfway. Just a little more to go on this side. Where can you soften? Where can you let go? Get loud with your breath. One more minute. Three more breaths. Let's do one together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Gently rise. Move to cow face legs. So draw your right knee on top of your left. This time your heels are closer to your thighs. Anchor your sits bones into the floor, friends. This might be enough, and that's okay. But if you're ready for a little more, lift your right arm up towards the sky, and then draw your right hand to your spine. From here, wrap your left arm around your lower back. Maybe you make hand-to-hand connection, and if not, that's totally okay. Just work to if you cannot make hand-to-hand connection, just press your hands into your spine and draw your elbows behind you, working to open the heart. You can stay lifted, or if it's accessible, begin to bow forward. Your chest will meet your right thigh, maybe. Again, seeing the body as whole. Permitting yourself to be present here, awake in your moment of growth, awake in your transformation. Take 3 more big breaths. At the end of your third breath cycle, rise up, release your arms, lengthen your left leg long this time. Rather, lengthen your right leg long this time. Take your left heel in your right hand and gently press into your left knee. Again, if this is enough, that's all right. Stay here, grow here. If you want to move on, draw your right leg in, forming that 90-degree angle. Again, maybe you're right here. That's awesome. If you have the ability, the accessibility and the mobility rather, to walk your hands forward, do so now. Bring your forearms to the floor. Again, lean into a sphinx shape. Length through the spine, lift through the chest. Moving away from the pain, moving away from the discomfort, acknowledging what's happening in the hips without judgment. It's possible that in a lot of the shapes we've been in already, your fight or flight response has been activated. Because we're moving in ways that are unnatural to the body. We're working out energetic blockages. We're working out tension and tightness that's manifested in our physicality. But we have the ability right now to shift our focus and to utilize that third mantra. I'm supported. I am protected. I'm whole. Study what's happening in your roots, in your glutes. Use your exhale to help you recognize whether or not you're squeezing or tightening, whether you're holding on. Use your exhale to support you in softening. Over halfway, friends. Use your breath as a tool. Move towards your edge in this final minute here. Lift your head if you dropped it. You did the same thing, just loving compassion with yourself as you work to be as aware as you can. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Good, 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly rise, friends. Move to cow-face legs on this side. Stack your left knee on top of your right. Again, our heels will be closer to our thighs in this shape. Glue both sits bones into the floor. This time lift your left arm to the sky and drop your left hand to your spine. Wrap your right arm around your lower back. Maybe make hand-to-hand connection. Again, if not, no worries. Simply press your hands into your spine and draw your elbows behind you, opening through the heart. Stay where you are. Or begin to fold forward and connect with your breath. good, friends. You're so close. Take 3 big breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Rise. Release your arms. Lengthen your legs long. Bend into your knees. We're going to move into frog pose from here. I may be partially out of frame, but that's okay. So start from tabletop pose. Begin to spread your knees wide. Cool. So our hips and knees ideally should be in line. Our toes should point in opposite directions. We want to flex our feet. This creates a lot of pain in your knees already. Roll up the edges of your mat or use blankets and towels beneath your bones to give you a little bit more support. If this is really uncomfortable on the inner thigh, you can use a couch cushion and rest it underneath your pelvis. From here, walk your hands forward. I'm going to show you a couple of options, but before we even get going, I just want us to rock weight forward and back. Forward and back. Notice that the further back you go, the deeper this stretch becomes, and that's what we are going to want here as we hold this shape. So just a little bit more movement for 3, for 2, and for 1. Maybe lower to your forearms and bring your hands to touch. Find a sense of stillness as you challenge yourself to draw your hips closer to the floor. Notice that if you ground your palms, and you can't see mine, if you ground your palms and lift your forearms a little, this is going to bring more weight and more pressure to the hips. This is actually the more challenging variation than walking your hands forward and resting your belly against the floor. So bring that micro bend in your elbows and challenge yourself to stay lifted a little as you draw your attention to the pelvis and work to welcome a little more openness here. Cool? Brilliant. We're holding this for several breaths. So if you need to lower to your forearms and bring your palms to touch for part of that time, that's okay. Check in with your body, lift your forearms again. This is a journey, and it's ongoing. The beauty of YouTube right now is that you can come back to this video as many times as you want and witness yourself expand and grow. Witness your practice evolve. Notice what's happening with your breath. Can you lengthen your inhales? Can you lengthen your exhales? Can you work to draw the richest blood in your body, breathing deep into your abdominal wall, deep into your pelvic floor. Doing so good, friends. You're at the halfway point. One more minute here. Again, notice your awareness. Observe your awareness. Are you counting down the time? Are you just passing through the time? Or are you here now? Connected with your breath, connected with your body, connected with your practice. You are worthy. You can support yourself through any obstacle. Support yourself now. 3 more big breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big breath in. Big breath out. So good, friends. Begin to walk your hands back in. And with control, draw your knees under your hips. We'll meet in a tabletop pose. Take your time to get there. And once you do, form circles with your body, rocking your hips to the right, rocking your hips to the left. We have 2 more shapes to go this class. You're doing amazing. So we're gonna come back to standing on our mats before we move against the wall. And again, I'll give you an alternative if you don't have wall space today. But I want you to walk your feet out as wide as they'll go. And again, I want you to pigeon toe your feet just a little so that your inner and outer arches are firmly rooted into the floor. It's so important that you have full coverage beneath your feet because I don't want any of you to risk slipping in this pose. Cool? So if you're a little sweaty, you can hear my feet like moving from side to side on the mat. Whew. Maybe you stay here in this shape if it's available to you. You can walk your forearms to the mat. Again, rock weight forward and back. If straddle splits is in your practice, you can descend all the way to the floor. We're going to be here for several moments, several minutes, several breaths. So if you just hang in wide-legged forward fold, that's totally okay. If you want to support your pelvis with a block to prevent you from moving past your threshold, that's okay. I'm about a little more than a block away, so that didn't work. Woo! How are you feeling, friends? Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. 3 more here. Breathe in, breathe out. At the end of your 3rd breath cycle, begin to rise back up. Slowly heel toeing your feet in. Namaste, friends. I'm going to show you our pose against the wall, and then I'll give an alternative to those of you who don't have wall space today. This is a passive version of wide-legged forward fold. So it should feel nice and restorative, like Shavasana. And you begin with your shoulder and knees up against the wall. From here, you'll slide your legs up And shimmy your glutes in. Hang with your legs up the wall for a moment if you like, and then move into this passive version of straddle split, spreading your legs as wide as they'll go. And you'll notice the longer that we hold, maybe the more depth you'll be able to access. Here, if you have weights at home, you can place weights on your ankles to help give you a little more depth. You might notice that one hip's more open than the other. I can't really tell, but it looks like my right leg's lower than my left. And that's just a good study in where the imbalances are within you. If you do not have a wall, you'll hang here in seated wide-legged forward fold with your legs open. If you're already rounding, this has been an intense inner thigh workout for you today, an intense outer thigh workout for you today. You can bring your hands to your blocks, forearms to a block, or even send weight a little further forward. That is going to be more active. So the further forward you go, the more active the stretch will become. We'll be here for a few moments before I cue us in to Shavasana. If you have your legs against the wall, friends, then I'm going to invite you now to draw your attention to your lower back. Notice if it was elevated. Push it firmly into the floor. Notice if your shoulders were lifted. Glue them to your mat. Allow your spine to be fully connected with the earth beneath. Just welcoming in these moments. Deep sense of stillness and a deep sense of awareness. Rest your hands on your inner thighs. Just continually checking in with your body. Noticing if the spine began to lift from the earth. Noticing if the shoulders began to rise off your mat. Challenge yourself to ground. Challenge yourself to anchor. You can see here, this can be your Shavasana, friends. You have the option to draw your legs up the wall. This can be your Shavasana, friends. Or if you prefer a traditional Shavasana, then gently find your way to your backs. Settle into your mat. Keep your palms open to receive. You can remain in your meditative state, beautiful friends, for as long as you choose. If you're ready to move on with your practice, bring self-awareness back to your fingers and back to your toes. Roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists. And then curl to your left or right side. Spend a moment in gratitude for your sacred breath, for your beautiful life. And then when you're ready, rise to your seat. Take a breath in. Send your arms skyward, gather your blessings. And in your exhale, pull your blessings into your heart. Beautiful friends, may all happiness find you. May all love surround you. May the pure light within you guide your way on. Namaste. Namaste, beautiful yogis. How do you feel about external rotation in the hips? You are champions. Today's flow was centered around flexibility, was centered around our root and sacral space, giving you the opportunity to really observe where that tension, where that stress, where that fear is being manifested in your physical body, and challenging you to recognize that you are secure, that you are whole, that you are protected, challenging you to recognize that you can get yourself through any obstacle. You made it through to the end of today's flow. Celebrate that. Celebrate your journey. Please send me your feedback in the comments, on Instagram, in my email, wherever you want. Let me know how this journey is going for all of you. I'm so grateful for you, friends, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. If you're tuning in later, thank you so much. But Carrie, Colleen, Claire, Bear, B, I love you all so much. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, B, that you enjoyed this one. Yes. Everyone tuning in, thank you. You are magic. You are light. You are love. Namaste. I'll see you for vinyasa tomorrow. Cool? Can't wait. Bye, friends.